Okay, no rest for the wicked. We got an inside look from Moon Studios today. I specifically waited until the live was over so I can get my full on views, reaction, analysis, all of that. I'm already extremely excited for this game. Let's get another look. This should be really intense. Probably comes with a release date. We'll get a full scope. But you're alright, you know. Alright. Yeah, it looks fantastic. Yeah. Love the verticality. Oh, nice. Love me a good treasure chest. Yeah, let's go.
Hey everyone, I'm Thomas.
And I'm Gennady.
We founded Moon Studios during the rise of independent games in 2010.
Back then, there weren't all that many modern Metroidvania games out there, and so we created Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ori became a huge success with gamers and critics alike, and it helped spark new interest in the genre.
Our next project was supposed to be something totally different, because for over 20 years we've been playing action RPGs religiously, and we always dreamt of where this genre could be taken next.
Oh, let's go.
At the same time, we felt that we could do even more within the Metroidvania genre, and so we embarked on making Ori and the Will of the Wisps. We ultimately shipped another game that was incredibly well received and that we're deeply, deeply proud of.
But we had never forgotten
Look
about
at
our dream
that.
of creating our own action RPG.
Oh, the
We left our
style.
mark on one genre before. Now we hope to do the same for action RPGs.
Our story begins 841 years after the Embrace. King Harrow is dead, and he's to be succeeded by his young and untested son Magnus. Meanwhile, rumors of the return of a great plague, known as the Pestilence, are starting to emerge. Madrigal Celine, a ruthless figure in the church, sees the Pestilence as a chance to prove herself. These forces converge on the backwater of Isola Sacra, where rebel groups and the provincial government fight for control amid the isle's crumbling ruins. As a Sarim, a member of an ancient sect devoted to defeating the Pestilence, you are sent on a merchant ship to investigate.
Cool.
En route, your ship comes under attack from a rebel group known as the Risen. The battle leaves the vessel battered and badly damaged. The ship stands little chance as it limps towards the shore, and it is torn apart on the rocks at sea. You find yourself washed up at the shores of Isola Sacra, bruised and unarmed, and end up caught in the midst of both a vast political struggle
Yeah,
and
horn.
a fight
Okay.
for survival.
Wonder what that will do. I like the backdrop. I like the initial lore and story. Just looks so
With
good.
no rest for the wicked, we decided to handcraft an entirely
Mushrooms.
seamless world.
Crab.
Nothing in this game is procedurally generated.
Oh.
Instead of moving across a randomly generated flat plane, throughout this showcase, you will notice that our world is dense, interactive, uses a ton of verticality, and that every inch was crafted by a designer.
Yeah, I can see the mushrooms and that's a horseshoe crab, bird.
You'll be well served. Always.
Yeah,
pay
oh, you
attention.
just already just right out the bat, you find all sorts of weird little stuff to gear yourself up properly. This feels like an RPG of old, but with modern, stylized graphics. Style, I love. Much more than something trying to be realistic that's going to outdate itself in a year or two. The style never goes bad.
Your surroundings too. There are secret areas just about everywhere that usually reward you with precious items.
Fuck yeah. That is good RPG design right there. Secret areas, let's go.
Loot in No Rest for the Wicked is randomized. It ensures that every player has their own unique experience and that
Random. Oh, take me back to Champions, baby. Oh, take me right back to Champions of Norath, Champions Return to Arms. randomized loot, randomized drops, but still from a set pool. That's it, man. That's it. I would put thousands of hours into those two games. Specifically, I replayed a lot of the second one because of the improved loot pool in that game and the increased level. So you could just have, well, a more interesting, more in-depth final character, but the progression just in that first new game cycle, you know, getting those really solid, unique, and yet game-changing magic weapons or shields or what have you. Wow, that was something special. Here's hoping that they can do the same with this. I mean, oh man, so much potential.
Every time you explore an area, you might just finally get that last gold ore or new battle axe you've been waiting for.
Oh yeah, look at all that stuff.
We abandoned the old point-and-click model to move your character around.
Hold on, let me just... The heat came on in my room, sorry. So, in my house. So there's a... Is it loud? I need to hear.
We wanted players to have ultimate control over their character. Every movement you make should feel tactile and be intentional. For that reason, we designed Wicked to be played using WASD or a controller.
I knew it. Should have never brought you on board. You'll never make it to Sacrament from here.
I want to loot him.
Instead of going for realism,
Ooh, look
our
at
goal
that.
is always to create games that look like a painting come to life.
Oh, the design philosophy. We wanted to make it look like a game that's like a painting come to life. Okay, fucking genius. Because my favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy IX. The design of that game, every area that you go through, it's static. People are moving, but it looks like a painting. A stylized, amazing painting every time. It's like, I get to move through this. I get to be in this world that looks so majestic. Yes. And this one, stylized in that similar fashion. Not the same exact style, but the same underlying philosophy that made it so great in the first place. And they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I've seen those Ori designs. They know what they're doing. And the way that it's like moving and the physics attached to when you move through certain things, the good animation and all of that. Plus this spear, look at the length of it. Look at the design of that. Cool shield too.
Our artists spent years meticulously modeling and hand painting all of Isola's
Hand painting. Oh my god, no wonder it looks so good.
You will traverse through plenty of breathtakingly beautiful environments,
Look at the hat.
lit with natural
Look at that hammer, look at the maul. Oh my god, the weapons.
day and night cycles, immersed in dynamic weather.
I wonder how that's gonna affect combat, like with elements, the weather. I wonder how that's gonna... Mushrooms.
We also engineered a very special way of rendering our top-down world, where you can always see so much further into the distance.
I love it. I love it.
Our goal was to make everything as
Look at that
interactive
thing.
as
What is that
possible.
weapon?
If an object looks like you can climb it, then you can actually climb it.
Yes. Oh, look at the climbing stem in Shrouded. Learn from that. Learn from that right now.
Then you can actually climb it.
Look at the stem costs. I mean, this is something that they took from Breath of the Wild, like, let's be real. That, of course, was taken from Shadow of the Colossus in the old days. So, big shout out to Shadow of the Colossus. Not only inspiring just a litany of games, but also the Soulsverse. Holy shit, Shadow of the Colossus, man. What a game. But, the climbing stam, just the environmental interaction stam costs are low enough to really get you out and make you want to explore. Man, Shrouded stam costs for climbing and shit, ridiculous. You have a wing suit and it takes stamina. Like it's not a glider, you're not hanging on. It's a wingsuit. And the legendary one still takes the same amount of stamina when none of them should take any stamina. Fucking joke. But they don't get too much praise for this. I think Keen Games and Shrouded Devs, they take an L for that. You know, I think these guys passed a very easy bar. Dirt bar. You know what I'm saying? And then they're just
If an object is too thin to walk over it, you might just need
dual
to balance
daggers.
your weight.
Dual daggers. Hang on. Putting a message in. Hold on. Hold on. I'm in the right server too. Hang on. Hold on. Fucking game suggestions. It has dual wielding daggers. And I'm gonna tag her. There we go. One of my streamer friends will fucking love it. She'll love that it has dual wielding daggers.
Cross.
Oh, look, the environment, man. It's so look at the chest. I'm geeking out over the simplest shit, but it's like, it's done so well. This is my style. This is my shit.
Right from the start, we decided to create an animation-driven combat system, which to us meant that every attack you make should be carefully considered. We wanted to bring weighty, precision-driven combat to the top-down space.
I like that.
Combat that's inspired by several different genres, from ARPGs to fighting games.
So, they're using a much better wordage now compared to the last showcase that I saw, in the last interview. In the last one, they said every move matters, and now they're saying we wanted to create a combat where every move should matter. It should matter. You should, which means you should strive for specific, measured combat. Excellent. Every move is going to matter when you're playing optimally, when you're playing well. But it's not necessarily going to matter because you have to have that room to live and learn. You have to have that room to experiment. And much better wordage this time. It's like, what, they just learned the subtleties in the next video, and English is probably not even their first language. Like, props. Fucking props, dude.
In order to overcome an opponent, you need to watch out for telegraph behaviors and then punish accordingly.
Yeah, of course. Ah, okay. So different weapons are of course going to have their own. They're going to have their own nice little charge attack, little special attack. Right. What's interesting here is the loot. The loot might also seem somewhat randomized out of a pool, because that guy that we were just fighting, it seemed like just used a short sword. Or no, just like an arming sword or what have you.
Timing, spacing,
and you get
weapon
dual
work
daggers
are incredibly
from the
important
enemy.
in Wicked's
You know, it's like you could technically conceive of an enemy possibly having that, but I'm like, really? We didn't use the dual daggers in combat? Like, you know, even just to throw at me? That would be interesting. So yeah, we're getting into this classic RPG feel of like, you know, I don't know where this guy had these things that he dropped, but I'll take them. Sure. What? Fine. You know? Cool. And that's fair. That's classic RPG shit. So long as like tiny creatures aren't dropping like enormous hammers, that's, you know, that's not gonna bother anybody.
combat model.
Brothers Keepers. Now, they call it two-handed weapons. It's dual wielding weapons. Two-handed weapons. Maybe they're all considered two-handed. So I know Valheim doesn't have a dual wielding proper system right now. It's just like these things take two hands to use, and they're always going to take both of your hands at the same time. That might be the same way. And if it is, I mean, shout out to Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2, or Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and 2. I believe they both have feats that you can spec into called like two-handed, that buffs up all of your two-handed weapons, and like that would technically include that. if the systems were the same, which they're not in that game. But the way that it works is that I'm pretty sure it also buffs bows because you use them with two hands, and that sort of idea, you know. So it's interesting, like how things are going to be applied or how stats are going to be applied. If there's a two-handed skill or a two-handed passive thing that you could spec into, will it also apply for these dual-wielded options or not? That's the question that I'm going all the way around for with my references. Will it benefit all of it, or is this just a some sort of a typo of sorts?
In the Rest for the Wicked, every single weapon has its own.
Oh,
unique
okay. Yes, well, now it says dual wielding there. It might be just a text error. That's fair. Look at all. Ooh, cool UI. It's pretty standard UI. I love how clean the stats are. Look at how clean they are. Health, endurance, stamina of sorts. We've got strength. We've got dex, int, faith, and then it's 2 extra stuff, which is curious. Very classic, very well stylized Souls stuff. We have armor that's 3 slots, maybe 4 slots of armor. We could have 3 weapons, 3 shields, very Souls. You got 3 ring slots, cool. It's like accessories, classic RPG staple. And then we have tools, and we have our unique tool slots. We have a weight limit of 230. I suppose that could change. And you've got a bunch of inventory slots as well. It looks like your inventory is enough such that you won't have to worry about slots. Rather, you're going to have to worry about weight. It's something that bothered a lot of people in my community and Valheim in general, is that Valheim had both a weight restriction and a slot restriction, and both of those could be pretty brutal at times. So I'm more than capable of working around that. I would love more bonus ways to work with it, like the Megingord. It seems like we have nice UI sorting, GUI, up in the top left. We have the gold as well. It's just a nicely stylized game. It's classic, but it's not at the same time. Very navigable, still stylized. I like it.
Set and stats driven by RNG.
Oh, no, hang on. See that? Curious. Okay, so cost this, gain that. What do we mean by that? And it requires, there's stat requirements for using weapons. Interesting. I wonder how the leveling system is going to work then. You're going to be able to work towards weapon. Scales with dex. It costs that, and you gain this. So these might be some... What is that? That's curious. That's curious. The weight. Item value. I like the item value. 10... There's a damage here, and then there's a damage comparison compared to the weapon you already have equipped. That must be like 10 armor breaking. Maybe like there's a shield breaking mechanic, or like a riposte system, almost like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, where the shield goes to the side after a certain amount of hits. Maybe the shield has a certain amount of health, you break it down compared to how many hits plus how much of this stat you have. And then you get a big opportunity from that. Or you just permanently break the shield, which is also a cool aspect. Of course, we don't really tell the move set here. And then there's special move or something that you could have here. It seems like some special moves here, maybe. Curious.
Unique moveset and stats driven by RNG. Single weapon has its own unique moveset and stats driven by RNG.
RNG stats. Curious. Hold on. What was that other one?
Single weapon has its own unique moveset and stats driven by RNG.
Okay. Okay. Blood Rusted Sword. Gain 5 of that. What is that? What is that stat? You're gaining that stat on presumably each hit. What does it do? Oh, it's the energy. It's the focus. That's focus. So you have a set amount of focus, and you use that to use special moves, and every single hit that you make, you gain that focus. Okay, I know what that is. So I wonder what the final stat is, the one at 16 at the bottom. I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Frenchie.
Oh, hold on. My cat wants to come inside. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Let's keep going.
Using this dagger, I'll have a hard time breaking.
Classic camera thing. Classic. The way that the objects in front here, where the stone wall would be, the way that it pops out. I mean, the amount of times that I see mushrooms on the ground that aren't picked up is kind of annoying. It's like that. I'm always like, pick up the mushrooms! But, yeah, they're focusing on something else right now. That's fair.
In this enemy shield. Let's try something different.
Oh, we swapped over. Yes, we're trying to break the shield, right? Oh, we parried!
If you
DPS.
time it just right, you can parry incoming attacks, allowing you to
You
exploit
can parry them with weapons too. Okay, okay.
enemy's opening.
Oh, interesting special. You get to move back, but it's still swift enough on the follow-through gap closer to use it to close distance as well. It's interesting. Oh, Claymore, stop. 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 I'm taking a good look at this. Alright. Juggle Strike. Interesting. It's a great sword. We have an empty slot, specifically for what seems like enchanting of some kinds. Again, empty slots, I think of champions immediately. Weapons could have up to 3 empty slots, and the infusions with gems that you could do, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Attack stamina cost decreased by 10. Gain 4 focus. Maybe there's a specific benefit. Like, these could be because they look like they're already slotted in, that you just have these for free. And that this is just something that you could put in there. So looks like maybe a maximum of 4 benefits that you can have. Looks good. So I'm going to say that this is something that you already have, judging by the way that they look kind of filled. So attack stamina cost decreased by 10%. That's really nice. Gain 4% focus on damage dealt. Item weight decreased. Item weight, okay, that's spicy. That's spicy. And then we have some flavor text, of course. A game dripping with as much style as this should have some. And I mean, yeah, classic. Classic, 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 of course. More damage, more shield bearing, or shield breaking, scales of strength, of course.
Gear in No Rest for the Wicked comes in 4
Yo! Looks like we have some rarities. And the rarities show with weapon aesthetic, too, it seems. So we have weapon that looks nice here, but it says it's like, oh, it's rusted, it's whatever. We have a rarer weapon, but still like kind of bloodied and a little basic. This one is a little fancy, but still a little nasty, but still this one is more legendary, it seems, or epic rarity, judging by the purple. This one looks legendary, proper, and it just looks fantastic. It's a long sword, yet it's broad at the same time. We've got a double fuller on it. Looks fantastic. Falstead's Fury, what does that do? Let me read the stats on these two. We got 21 and 20 for the Corpse Smeared Blade, Juggle Strike, and Double Crush. So we've got two types of specials. Cost 25 stab, but you gain 9 focus. You gain a little bit ordinary focus for that weapon. It just seems like standard, maybe lesser focus than usual for that sort of weapon. We've got an empty slot, but we also have 5 benefits potentially on this as well. Attack speed increased by 9%. We love attack speed up. Damage dealt, just flat up, just 10% extra damage, sure. Increases focus by 42 for 20 seconds after parry. That's really cool. So there's the extra focus that it's compensating for. And then good old equip load decreased by 26%, which sounds great. I don't know why that one's red in particular. Maybe it's just really, really spicy per the amount, but I don't know. There's something else because, you know, they said it was going to be randomized too. We've got 9% focus on kill. Attacks deal 15% extra plague damage. Curious. So that's interesting. And what else do we have here? It's pretty much the same. And we're getting like a lot more value out of this. I don't know how much silver is compared to a copper. Maybe we're using base 100 increase. I don't know. Falstead's Fury, 43 and 10. It's interesting. I like how even though we've gone up, it's not a direct increase. We still have certain things might be good still, even if they're lower. You have to look at all of the properties and think and prep and understand some good game analysis. Jump cut. We've got 4 special attacks. Jump cut, slam down, evasive strike, slashing dash. Gain 10, pretty whatever, but it only costs 14, of course, because it's one-handed. And yeah, we've got our things filled there and empty, so it looks like what I described earlier, how these are filled, and then you have something to customize. I wonder what the exact things we'll be able to customize their weapons will be. Health increase 17%. Rune attacks deal bonus 26%. Deal 17% bonus damage at full health. Deal 22% bonus damage against large enemies. Looks nice. I love how these bonuses aren't convoluted. They're direct. They're to the point. You understand what they mean. And it just sounds great to use. And I love how there aren't 12 million bajillion of them too. I'm looking at ARPGs. I'm looking at them. I'm staring them down. I'm saying, y'all look ridiculous. And this is clean.
Different rarities. White items are common. Unlike in other ARPGs,
Commons,
they're
yep.
not trash loot. We instead made those the most customizable.
Oh. Again, just as I say, I'm looking at ARPGs, this guy's like, hey, I'm looking at ARPGs too. I'm looking at the other ARPGs too. Huh. That's nice. So the most customizable. That's nice. That's actually really cool. That's a great way to balance things out. It's not just pure neurons, like I said earlier, with the differences that you have to really analyze for. Really cool. I really like that.
They're rare. They offer only positive enchantments. Purple items are cursed. They offer
Cursed. Ooh. Oh, equip load decreased. That's not equip load increase. It's the cursed. It's the red. Of course, I'm like, why is this thing red? Oh God, I'm goofy, man. I'm goofy.
Positive enchantments, but they also come with a cursed enchantment. Gold items.
I wonder if there's a way to remove that, or if it's just there. Huh. I wonder. Okay, so,
unique. They are specifically handcrafted by our designers.
Yo, shout out to the blue and gold, by the way. Blue and gold. These colored enchantments for weapons, or just like weapon types for special weapons. Exactly the same from Champions. Exactly the same. You had blue weapons, you had gold weapons. Gold weapons in that game were more customizable and more special than blue weapons. Blue weapons had set enchantments and couldn't be customized any further, so different. There's differences, which they should be different game to game, but still really, really cool to note. They might be taking inspiration from that classic game. The two of them, games.
and offer unique enchantments. This rare claymore we found has an enchantment that increases my focus gain whenever I deal damage.
Look at the size of that thing. Now, I'm perfectly fine with weapons being big as hell if your character is going to be strong.
Every weapon has a chance to
And I mean, these characters' proportions, I don't know, man. Strong.
with its own unique rune, which can then be extracted and used on other weapons. That way, players can come up with their own unique moveset. You gain focus through combat.
I like the
It is then used to
spacing.
perform rune attacks.
It's slow, but it's got spacing.
Let's try one.
Well, the roll is interesting. Oh, that's devastating, dude. Love the uppercut. Oh,
But
whoa.
every now and then, you might not even need to use your weapons to get rid of an enemy.
Oh, the shove. Let's
Sometimes,
go.
all you need is a little push.
All right. Remember that satisfying feeling shoving enemies off in Baldur's Gate 3? Oh, well, it's back in an action sense. Probably more convenient than even kicking in Dark Souls and Elden Ring. Well, this fucking game, just looks like it's going to be an all-time classic, doesn't it?
Every weapon you'll find in No Rest for the Wicked has its own bespoke moveset, custom made by our incredible animation department.
Shit. Oh, look at that.
Squash and
What the
stretch
fuck?
and other animation principles directly inform our combat design. Layered on top of that, enchantments that drastically impact weapon behavior,
I like it.
and our deep rune system. All
Runes.
of this culminates in a weapon system that we feel
Ooh,
is
the
extremely
bow!
fun.
Good bow
All of
damage,
this
hello?
culminates in a weapon system that we feel is
That enemy
extremely
was low.
fun and engaging and allows every player to create their own style of combat.
Yes. But I want it to be such that, and I think that this is very likely to be the case, I want it to be balanced. Now, I think the randomization and things being so customizable, I think it's going to be balanced. I think people's play styles aren't going to be arbitrarily punished if that's what they're going for, is a balanced experience. I think they're going to deliver on that and make it such that all the options are pretty balanced. Now, there's balance meaning everything being viable in a general sense, and sometimes having some specific niche places where they excel even further. Or there's balance being certain weapons are going to be all around optimal, certain weapons are going to be optimal in a niche sense, and there's just going to be, like, that's it. Like, some weapons are just going to be better all around, and some of them are going to be very specific. I like it either way. Either way you slice it, I like it. It seems like I'm going to be customizing and moving things around anyway. The game has your 3 slots anyway. I'm going to be using 3 things. I'm going to be having things in the inventory. I'm going to be messing around and build crafting and rune crafting and really getting into the deep testing and analysis to try to make proper builds. Oh boy. This is right up my alley. And if things aren't balanced by whatever means, I'm gonna say so. Hopefully devs will listen if that's the case, and then we'll get things sorted out. We'll see how it goes. Now, we're probably not going to know the upper echelon of weapon power until we've got a couple of playthroughs under our belt, maybe. Or we're really in-depth testing for a while. We're definitely not going to know what's super good or not on our first run. No. Not with the depth and the way that things can be customized that these guys are showcasing here. No. Good guides take time. Good analysis takes time. And I'm willing to spend the time because this game looks phenomenal.
When it comes to gear like armor, there is a wide range of options, each with their own design and attributes. The weight of such items even affects your movement in combat.
Uh-oh.
For instance,
Uh-oh. 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 There better be secondary benefits on the heavier stuff, is what I'm saying. Uh-oh. It's the move speed issue is very present in Valheim, where heavy chest pieces, heavy leggings are really bad because they provide armor and they have a downside, but the armor can be mitigated by playing well. And it seems like you can play exceptionally well in this game too. And it's like your heavy pieces that slow you down have to have some other way to benefit you killing the enemies. Or they have to be so tanky that you just don't care. It ain't that way in Valheim. No, 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 no. Nope. Heavy armor pieces in Valheim? No, no, no. Oh, no. I mean, I made my Deathless run. Only used one heavy armor piece. It was literally just one helmet. The helmets don't have a move speed reduction. I used the helmet for a small portion of that Deathless run. Light armors every other time. Wasn't even a permadeath attempt. It was just a run that ended up being deathless because I had good strats under my belt and I dominated the encounters with good control. You know, it's like, okay, well, other than armor, I still have my shield, I still have food, I still have this and that stats that help me take damage, even though the armor might be a little lesser. And so I'm able to even tank at times and still be proactive. There's still bone mass power that I could use. There's this and that. Like, there's still so many ways that you can go across surviving and dominating in that game without using heavy armor, which with those styles is just going to slow you down and make you more susceptible to dying. Even though that's obviously not what it's designed to do. So, if heavy armor is going to slow you down, it's got to have some other benefits. It needs more benefits.
if you opt in for a lighter, faster build, you can quick-step out of enemies' way. Quick-steps are fast and don't consume a lot of stamina.
Hopefully there's a way, just like with Souls and Elden Ring, where you up your either strength or endurance or something, and you're able to still have a reasonable amount of speed, but also have the big guns or decent armor or something. That would be good. That's a good way that Souls games let you wear good or even great armor and big shit, and still let you have good speed and really incentivize the decent amounts of tanking here and there with your poise or what have you. Let's see how they do it here.
With medium weight build, your character...
Medium weights, yes. Okay, so we're just ripping right from Souls and Ring. I don't care. I don't care that they're ripping from it. It's a great mechanic. It's a great system. It's tried and true. Take it. Take it. Take it.
Roll. Those are slower and consume more stamina.
Right. Looks like good iframes still, and a good movement still. So, not too bad.
For no rest for the wicked.
Oh, look at the proportions, man. Look, these types of proportions, people are not going to like. I like them. You know why? Because it allows me to get into the goofy-ass big weapon mindset without feeling like, technically, these weapons are too big. Realistically, well, the characters aren't proportioned realistically. So they can use them. I'm fine with it. Yeah, it's cool. But let's see. Character customization, what do we got?
Find a soft class system.
Soft
Instead
class? What? Hold on, here. What do we mean? What's going on?
For the wicked, we designed a soft class system. Instead of locking you into a character class that you then have to adhere to for the entire playthrough, we want you to have the flexibility and freedom to play as the entire playthrough.
So they're saying we're going to rip from Souls and Elden Ring once again. And that's fine. That's fair. I hope they've properly balanced out the starting classes compared to Souls. And let me tell you about how. There are set stats that you probably know about in Souls and Elden Ring from starting classes that come with a set level as well. Now, in order to have clarity in our community, in order to make PvE or PvP builds and guides, or just share builds or have good discussions about builds, there's going to be probably a set level for build making. Perspective to perspective to perspective. There's also going to be different styles of perspectives other than just, oh, I'm doing a PvE run, I'm doing this. There's going to be challenge runs, like speed runs or like low level runs. And so what arises is you have a run that's going to, you have a starting class that's going to be optimal for your low level run. That's usually Wretch in Elden Ring and such. So you're going to have your level 1 character, your challenge character, basically. You're going to have your class that's going to be perfect for speed runs. That's going to be balanced as well. So it might be suboptimal for other uses, but for speed runs, it's going to be really good. So that's 2 classes covered. Then you're going to have some that are really good for co-oping. So you're going to have some that are good there, that they might not be as good solo, but they'll be really good for the co-op. And then you'll have your few that are going to be very good optimally for PvE and PvP builds. Almost always, there are 1 or 2 classes that get left by the wayside. And I look at them and I'm like, there are no optimal builds. There's no reason to pick this from any perspective of play other than I like how it's designed. But I don't think people who look at a character choice, a character class option in the starting options from a game that not perfectly, but supposedly perfectly tuned them, I don't think they should be arbitrarily punished for picking an option that in no way signifies that it's going to be suboptimal like a Wretch would, right? So there should not be like these weird ass options that just go by the wayside with certain builds. Like, trying to think, in Elden Ring there are a lot of good ones. Confessor is one that looks good, and it is just not good. You never want to go Confessor. Never ever. Because of the way that the stats are lined up. No. 0 times. And that sucks, because it looks cool, and I was thinking personally, like, maybe I'm going to go Confessor, it looks so cool, and it's like, oh my god, I get to be like a Faith melee guy? It's like, oh. But no, you never want to go Confessor in Elden Ring. So, I hope they balance this correctly. I hope they know what they're doing in this regard, and they actually perform in this regard better than Miyazaki and From Software have in the past. Some of these options should not just be aesthetic options. They should be actually good in the most common and most known community playstyle perspectives. That being solo, co-op, PvP, if there is going to be, I don't even know if there's going to be in this game. And then there's challenge runs. So there's a regular speed run, and then there's your level 1 challenge run, or lowest level challenge run. Blood level 4 in Bloodborne. So, the challenge runs, the class, that's whatever it is, the Wretch type, should be hopefully signified as such. And if there's other ones, maybe if there's a speedrun one, what would be cool if it said, oh, this character likes to go fast, or like some poetic version of what I just said. To signify to the player, this is something for speedrunners. If you are not a speedrunner, maybe don't pick this one. It's the same thing with, if you're not doing a challenge run, maybe don't pick this Wretch one. That's the whole idea. Communication is key, and balancing these starting classes is important.
playthrough, we want you to have the flexibility and
Check that shit though. Oh my god, look at that. 23-22. That is some stats, man. Look at this. Look at the armor design. Look at the styling. I love that green. That's like my favorite color ever. Divine Scimitar. Curved greatsword. Okay. All right. Cost 18. What is that? What does that say? What is happening? Looks great. All right. That's cool shit, man. Requires 16 and 16, so it's a quality style weapon. Scales with both of them, it's quality. I hope quality builds are actually good. You start off with a heavy load. I don't know about that. Okay, heavy load. But they're making that better because you get a roll instead of a quick step. So heavy loads are better than it seems. Okay, fair.
freedom to play.
Whoa. We've got like maybe a spear of sorts. Halberd. Look at this. Look at the design of that. It's like a bardiche. We've got 31. Just strong ass dude. All right. Another heavy set. Okay. All right. Just pure strength build. I love how in the pure strength build you get a bardiche. I like that. You get a good ass polearm. Not just a spear, a bardiche. A cool polearm. Something that solo in an RPG, when you have the grind time, you have the training time. You don't want just a basic ass spear that something is good for logistics. No, you have the time and logistics to make better weapons. And they give you a better thing. I like this hook. Maybe we'll be able to use this hook. I don't know.
Play as the type of character.
Woo! What is up with this? Offline character? What do we mean offline character? Wait, hang on.
We want you to have the flexibility
Oh, this is just offline compared to co-op. Okay.
and freedom to play as the type of
This is interesting. What is going on? We have some here and some there. Is this just like a whatever character? Is this like a painful character? Because
playthrough. We want you to have the flexibility
look at the stats here. The stat investments there
and freedom
from 10 compared to the stat
to play as the
investments
type
here.
of
This looks just like a painful character. Maybe this is your wretch type character. That looks awful.
character you want to.
Oh man, I don't know, man. Some of these don't look nearly as good as those first two. Those first two have some proper investment. These, dude, what is happening? Why would I pick this 15 strength character over the previous one with like 23-22 or whatever? Like what is happening? I don't understand.
And even come up with
This one is 30 decks. What the fuck? Are those ones challenge runs or speed runs? Those got to be the challenge run ones. I'm telling you right now. If they're not challenge runs or speed run type starting classes, those other ones, serious implications for design issues. It might not be. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe I'm unaware how certain systems work. It's possible. But I don't think people are ever going to choose those. And I think that's good if they are challenge classes. But if they aren't, I don't know, man. I don't know. It doesn't look at first glance like good design. 30 decks straight up. Just damn.
with character classes.
We've got this is your wretch. This is absolutely your wretch. This is your challenge character.
We haven't even thought of.
Holy shit! What are we talking about here? What is this 53 strength as character?
So far,
We're just fucking. What is okay? I don't know what's going on.
we've shown what combat looks like with a more melee-focused build. Let's take a look at how combat changes for a mage.
Oh,
This character build uses a two-handed stab. We have
Backstab?
3 rune specials available.
backstab with
This
iframes
character
maybe.
build uses a
Yes.
two-handed stab. We have 3 rune specials available. Blink, Fire.
I like that. So you hit, what is it? You hit a certain button or key, and then you hold it down, and you get some sort of combo for special moves. Good. I like the shortcuts. I liked them in Elden Ring. It was just for consumables in Elden Ring. In Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2, you get shortcuts for magic. Just like this. I like it.
Fireball and Nova.
Ooh, what's Nova? AoE?
Fighting multiple enemies is always tricky. When used
Look at the
right,
movement.
Nova can be an absolute blast.
AoE, yeah. Glorious.
The uniqueness of each item.
Oh,
you
the
find
crafting! Oh!
craft, being able to create any character build you can think of through our soft class system and the randomized loot. All of these systems combine to ensure each playthrough and every player's
Hold on,
experience.
I missed a lot with that. What's going on here? Asigal. I'm gonna refrain from making a remark on that weapon's name. I'm sure it's got a historical, maybe French name. I'm not gonna say anything. I could say things. I'm not going to. Armor, poise. We've got resistances, health stam regen, focus gain. We've got the weight class, heavy. Okay. So we're taking that soul style. Focus and equip load. So equip load's got its own stat. Interesting. All right, so these stats are literally exactly what I thought they would be. Interesting. So you have points at the start, and you get to spec into. So that reminds me of Champions. Reminds me of Champions North and Champions Return to Arms. You had 20 points that you could mess around with, and the sad part is that those systems with mana regen was so good, especially in Champions 2, that almost every time you just wanted a shit ton of int. Like you put your con to a certain amount to like have that HP a set amount so that you can function and not get one shot, and then you just play skillfully and dump the rest into int. That's it. Unironically, that's it. Hopefully it won't be the same. Going from the idea of soul stats, everything seems to be pretty good. I don't think we'll be, tilted towards one stat. Hopefully not. I remember Bloodborne, I'm just like, I'm going to make an arcane character. Oh, next. What am I going to do on this next playthrough? I'm going to make an arcane character. Oh, looks like I'm going the same character. Looks like I'm going for the same class again. Oops. Me out here making another arcane character. Oops. Yeah. Anyway, that's what happens when you give like special moves to like one build. Yeah. Still very fun. But looks like we're going to have special moves on weapons. So we're going to have special, not just one special move or two with like, your Elden Ring type shenanigans, which are still cool. Strength int build is my favorite right now in Elden Ring. And that might change in DLC, it might not. But this game could be a variety of things, because we could have up to 4 special moves on a weapon. And that's spicy. And I like that. And the customization too, I like that a lot. So it has much room for balance and a lot of room, especially for build customization. Doing hybrid builds maybe is going to be really cool. The potential that this game has.
All of these systems combine to ensure each playthrough and every player's experience is never truly the same.
I like it. Let's go. From the past showcase.
Asawa Sakura is riddled with plagued enemies known as the Torn. As you can see...
Ooh, I like how your character's highlighted behind them in green like that. That's nice.
Plagued enemies known as the Torn.
Yeah.
As you can see, this Torn has been left to mutate and fester and will prove particularly vicious.
Yeah, it's a boss fight.
Our best course of action is to study his moves and attack whenever we see an opening.
Of course. Of course. Music sounds great.
Bosses are also quite brutal in No Rest for the Wicked. They will punish every mistake you will make. But keep a cool head, make use of all of the skills you've learned, and you just might succeed. As you can see, No Rest for the Wicked is an intensely skill-based game. Your gear greatly influences your power in battle, but whether you die or overcome the challenge is ultimately down to your skill.
I like it. I like the balance between preparation and execution. If a game is tilted one way or the other, that's fine. That's fine. But I always love a game that has preparation. This game looks like it's got some good preparation, and it's got some great execution. Just like a good old Souls game. But the preparation might be even spicier in that regard. Might be even spicier. We'll see. Sorry, just cracked my knuckle. Oh, just trying to parry. There it is. Nice. You got some boss loot. Ooh.
Along your journey, you will come across the town of Sacrament, the capital of Isola Sacra. Sacrament is a war-torn place, but over the course of your journey, you can help rebuild Sacrament to its former glory.
Oh, ignore their gates, Saren. They likely never seen one of your kind.
In order to demonstrate that, we'll switch to a realm that's already a little more advanced.
Okay.
Our goal is to make Sacrament as interesting and interactive as possible.
Read about it, Mary.
Oh, they're talking at the same time. This is okay. So this is your hub area. This is your Firelink Shrine, but taken seemingly to another level, like a proper town, city, like alive. We'll see.
At your service. Mary, where you greet? My name goes first.
Don't pretend you don't smell it. Come have a taste.
And players will be in control over how Sacrament will evolve over time. For example, after my previous expedition, I helped Fillmore rebuild his smithy. He now sells better gear and is also able to upgrade.
The progression with your town is going to help make your builds one way or the other too. That's going to be cool. What does he now sell?
Our gear to a higher level.
Okay.
To that effect.
And it seems like you get to upgrade
to a
your armor
higher
as
level.
well? Yes. Yes, upgrade. Yeah, okay. So it's level 1. Maybe we got a max level of... I'm thinking like either 3, 5, or 10.
To that effect.
It might actually depend on certain things. I'm sure because of what they said about the customization of common gear, that they're all going to have the same max level, even depending on rarity. So, curious.
We aim to make investing resources into Sacrament as satisfying and rewarding as investing resources into your character is.
I like it. Look at that.
Let's take a look at another way you can make Sacrament your own.
In Sacrament, you'll be able to purchase real estate. Well, if you have the funds to afford it.
The city's gone to shit.
Property in Sacrament can get a little bit expensive, but accumulate the riches and you can choose from a wide range of properties to suit anyone's taste.
Okay.
Your house is the perfect place to stash your loot, craft items, relax, and plan everything out for your next big run through the dangerous areas surrounding Sacrament.
Cool.
I just moved in here, so it's a little bit barren. Let's fix that.
Oh, shit. All right.
Out on the journey,
survival
you'll be able
aspects.
To collect to harvest valuable resources, which then can be used to craft new gear, furniture for your home, or even make improvements to the town itself.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Catch a fish, for example, and it can
Fishing!
be cooked and eaten, of course. but certain fish scales might even make for some fine armor.
Oh, not only good for food, but armor as well. Oh, dude. Yes. Yes. Yes.
While I was on the shores of Sakura, I collected some pine wood. So now, let's make use of that and make this place a little bit more cozy.
Fuck yes, dude.
Housing is incredibly cool in No Rest for the Wicked. Since you're not constrained to a grid, you can come up with some really organic looking designs.
Free building, I like it.
The
Oh, I've been getting used to free building in Valheim for certain things, so I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
table looks nice, but it's missing something.
That's
This is
cute.
much better. While some items...
Yeah, you know, I'm more of a decorator than a builder in Valheim anyway. So I'm just like, this is my shit. They're just like, hey, do you want to make, like, how about I just make Tara's favorite fucking game ever? And I'm just like, yeah, how about you make that? That sounds good. That sounds cool. If you made that, I don't know. Sure, fucking make it. All right, yeah, you're making it.
you can place in your house are just cosmetic. Our goal is for most of them to be functional and have a gameplay purpose. With a range of properties to purchase and an incredibly flexible interior design system, we hope players will be able to find and design a
Ladders.
unique place for them to call home.
Oh, look at the design. Oh my god. That's so cool. Oh, no matter which way the eye drifts, it's sick. Alright. 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 Alright.
One last thing we'd like to show you today is a system we call Alive.
Hold on. One moment. Is this EXP? To the next level? Is that what this top slot is? Oh,
Although No Rest for the Wicked features a traditional campaign, it was important to us that Isola Sakura is very much a living, breathing world. In order to show you what that means, we're going to go to an area called Mariner's Keep. This is an area I've previously ventured through and explored.
ooh. Returning to old place. Yes.
However, since my last journey through here, Nif have overrun the local area, presenting entirely new threats for me to tackle and resources for me to
I
scavenge.
love it. Let's go. Of course, this allows us also to keep gathering mats for our town and such too. So very, very nice.
The world of No Rest for the Wicked is constantly changing around you. And each time you visit a region, you'll be faced with a drastically different experience.
Oh my god! What the fuck? That's so cool. Oh, that's terrifying. What an enemy. I wonder if we have a jump. I don't think so. Maybe just a roll. That's fair. This guy's panic rolling. Look at the damage! That DPS, man. That must have been a special move. Let's go back and see that. No, that's his normal moveset. What the fuck? The hell was that, man? That looks like a sick weapon.
In No Rest for the Wicked,
Oh my god! Oh my god, you hit me with a Miyazaki moment, man. Oh god. Alright, all you Souls gamers on this shit immediately. Alright.
you
Okay.
never really know what to expect.
Okay. Okay.
For those of you who asked about Endgame, yes, we've got you covered. While we don't want to give away too much at this point,
Oh,
once you
telling me like we got super bosses and shit? Like optional bosses and shit? Maybe for some spicy loot? Or maybe we get spicy loot so that we could fight them?
reach the Endgame, you can enter the Sarum Crucible. This is where you'll have to test your metal against some of the toughest enemies within No Rest for the Wicked.
Oh, a gauntlet of sorts.
Our goal is and always has been to create a very different action RPG, one that will hopefully move the genre forward. We believe that Moon Studios is in an incredibly unique position to deliver on this vision.
Yeah.
We have some of the best talent in the world united behind this. And we're
Seems
not
like
afraid
it.
to take the risks that need to be taken in order to change up the status quo.
We've poured an incredible amount of blood, sweat, and tears into this project. And now we're at a point where we need your help to shape and build Wicked into the best game it can possibly be.
You got it, man.
Therefore, we'd like to invite all of you who love this genre, who grew up with it the same way
I'm on
we
board.
did, and who are excited to see a new take on it, to join us on this journey. And so we're happy to announce that we're going to be launching No Rest for the Wicked after all of these years into Steam Early Access next month.
Okay. All right. EA Early Access. Oh, I'll be giving fucking feedback for that. Oh yes. Oh, I'm on that shit. I'm on it. Consider myself on that shit.
On April 18th.
Over the course of Early Access, we'll be tweaking, patching, and balancing the game with your input. And you will also see major content updates throughout the
Am I gonna be? Oh, there's a roadmap. Well, you know, I remember that Valheim roadmap. We'll see. We'll see. It is Moon Studios, though. It is Moon Studios. Multiplayer. Okay, so it's not gonna start multiplayer. That's kind of, that's unfortunate. But I assume I'll have plenty of time doing my single player analysis well beyond when multiplayer launch happens. The Breach, interesting. Further updates beyond. So okay, so we just have like 2 updates outcoming. We don't even have a release date for any of those. That's fair. That's just an idea. It's just a simple roadmap, and that's fine. Simple roadmaps seem to be the way to go. You make a complex roadmap that holds tight to a schedule, and well, you get the Valheim roadmap, which was scrapped very quickly.
development until we hit our 1.0 release, at which point we're planning to release on consoles as well.
Wicked has been built from the ground up with multiplayer in mind. So the first of these major updates that we will be releasing in early access will be providing you with an innovative multiplayer experience, allowing you to play Wicked alongside or even against
Coliseum. Oh, PvP. Yep. PvP. Yep. Yep.
your friends.
Our second major content update will bring all new regions to Sakura, new enemies, narrative updates, and so much more. With story, system, and gameplay content updates to follow thereafter.
Your support and feedback during this very critical part of early access really does make a difference. No Rest for the Wicked begins a new era for Moon Studios, and we're committed to this project for the long run.
We're incredibly excited
Oh,
about
nice moveset
And
there.
we're
Hold on.
committed to this project for the long run.
Yeah.
incredibly excited about what
Hey, let's see that one more
And we're
time.
committed to this project for the long run.
we're incredibly
Just,
excited
I love the hits done there. It's cool. The enemies are trying to do something, but you're just like, nope. I've got this weapon and it's dealing this and that, and because the weapon is this property and the enemies are weak enough, it's like smooth impact. Get it going, get it done. I love it.